Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
All right. Just facing our sponsors to the camera right now. Liquid Death. We're not sponsored quite yet. Liquid Death, we know that you want us $5 million a year. Send the contract. Send the contract. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Counterculture Podcast. We're doing an internal today. This feels good. How do you feel,
Good.
woman?
Great.
And other woman? How do you feel?
Our child.
I feel great.
Good, yeah. What are you doing with that mic? It's not your penis. Put it closer to your face.
Feel
Never
great.
mind. Imagine it's somebody else's penis. Get it closer to your face.
Oh, got me on that one.
This is our son, Tristan, our third child. We decided because he's been hanging out with me, helping me out with the gym all day, it might be fun to have him come in and get another perspective on things.
He's a gigantic child.
Yeah.
I'm only a 20-year-old
Oh,
child.
what the heck? How did I just put all this freaking money on the table,
way.
dude? Sorry, I was just showing how big our brand deals are.
Uh-huh.
Just kidding. So anyway,
He owns a bank, obviously.
I own a bank. I'm just kidding. I am, that's from selling equipment today, a bunch of equipment. So anyway, where do we start, dude? We've
gotta
gotten
go-
back from like 2 consecutive weeks of travel.
We got to go back to, because the last time we did one was Legends. Was it after Legends, I think?
Yeah.
It was right after
I
Legends.
think like right before WADA, we pulled a internal.
Yeah, it was in December.
Yeah.
So quite a bit has happened since then.
Yeah.
We had a very busy Wadapalooza, and then we got very, very ill
Very ill.
there. Then
So let's start at Wadapalooza. Wadapalooza, we did 22 podcasts in 4 days.
well, technically 5 days. Because we did 2 the first day,
Yeah.
which was like a setup day. There was no competition.
That was kind of like our warm-up day too,
Yeah.
right? We went there, did some warm-up podcasts. I really liked how we set that up where we did only 2 on Thursday or Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah, on Wednesday, I really liked that we got to warm up. I got to get acclimated. We like talked to Leah Miller, who was like one of our guests before. We're friends with her, so it was like a good way to just kind of like get a groove for the weekend. Because sometimes like doing this podcast stuff, when you like talk to new people, it can be a little bit, I don't want to say awkward, but like weird sometimes to just start a conversation with the camera in people's face.
Yeah.
And getting that chance to warm up was nice.
Yeah. She's great. She's
Yeah,
always
she's good.
welcome.
So we pulled 22 podcasts in 5 days, which I thought was pretty impressive. I don't
Yeah,
really
I mean,
know
I didn't
anybody else
even-
that's doing that.
I didn't even realize it until Colton said something. Remember? He was like, these guys
Who?
did.
Colton?
Yeah.
Who's that? My new best friend? Colton Mertens?
Why?
I just thought
Isn't it
So
your boyfriend?
awkward.
he's not my boyfriend.
Oh,
no.
not yet.
That's
no
true.
Labels? No labels. Oh,
Drew,
that's true. Okay.
No, he said like, or he posted something about us, which was
Yeah.
really cool. And then mentioned that we did, like 4+ podcasts a day. And then I was like, how many did we do?
Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah.
My brain was absolutely fried.
And my legs were absolutely fried because I didn't sit down for
Yeah.
5 days straight.
Yeah. My brain was fried. Your legs were fried. And I just want to touch on Miami and how much I
you do.
dislike fucking Miami. Miami is the worst city in the United States. I don't care what anyone says.
There's probably a worse city, but Miami is not for us. That's
No, for like the popular cities that people talk about, it's the worst. Chicago is better than Miami. That's saying a lot.
I mean, Florida is.
I don't know if Chicago's better than Miami.
Chicago's better than Miami.
I mean, Florida is like the trash can of America.
yeah, legit. it
I
is.
mean, so
It was so bad. Okay, so I feel like I put a poll on Instagram. I said something about, no, I didn't put a poll. I like had the one of those things where it was like ask me questions or whatever, right? And then somebody said, how was Miami? And I was like, it was dope. The experience was dope. Like going to WADA was dope, hanging out with friends, blah, 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 meeting people. But Miami is trash. Like, it sucks. And I think it's weird. Like, I think that I don't like Miami because I feel like I'm a tried and true Midwest boy.
I think it's funny that you told me that people told you would love Miami, and I told you before we went. I said you're not going to like Miami. I can
feel
tell
like,
you that.
but I feel like people think I'm like bougie, and I'm not.
Well, and that's why I know you. So I said you will not like Miami. I know
Like,
you won't.
I don't know why people think this. Maybe it's like my past or something. Like when I used to like to dress nice and like I want it. Like I was basically like faking it to make it type thing. Like trying to manifest it when I was 23 years old. But like I don't.
So cool.
Yeah, I know. But I'm not bougie at all, right? Like I don't buy
Not
shit.
literally not at all.
I don't buy shit. I shower twice a week. I fucking.
You shower every day.
I know.
Don't
I'm
wash
just
his
kidding.
knee-sleeves.
Yeah, yeah. I don't buy new things. I don't like things. Like I don't like things. Like you've bought me more shoes in our relationship the past 2 years than I've bought in 5 years, probably myself.
How many shoes have I bought you?
You
Two?
bought me like 2 pairs of Birks, these.
Oh
and
wow, I have bought you a lot of shoes.
Yeah, and then but like because I don't buy anything. You know, I don't spend money on shit. And when I do spend money, I like to spend it on like big things, like plugging in our sauna or like
Yeah.
a fucking like red light lamp or something like that. That's the type of stuff that I like to spend money on. But that's like for everyone.
Maybe people thought like back in your clubbing days.
Yeah,
Because you used to love the club.
Miami's a
Loved the
huge
club.
like nightlife.
Yeah, that did used to be my thing. I loved clubs.
I hate clubs.
Yeah. Well, clubs, I can see why you hate clubs. Like now, I would never be caught dead in a club.
Hell no.
No way. A strip club maybe, but I'm just kidding. But okay, so anyway, our experience was this, and then we'll cut it here. But we go to the Whole Foods because it's like the only grocery store that's downtown Miami. And so we're in
Mistake. Big mistake.
yeah, huge mistake.
Because it was right by Wadapalooza grounds.
So
and Wadapalooza
everyone-
is a CrossFit competition.
Yeah, everyone was in Whole Foods that
Every single person.
because it was
from
the night
Wadapalooza.
before that Wadapalooza actually started too. Or maybe there was one event that night. But
No, it was the night before. It was Wednesday night.
Okay, so everyone, imagine a bunch of meatheads in like one like grocery store. It was the fucking worst.
It was unbelievable.
So, but everybody's like knocking into you. There's no excuse me's. There's no I'm sorry or any apologies or anything like that. We're in line to check out. Some bitch hits me with her shoulder. Another one hits me with her fucking.
I think that happened 2 days later.
No, this is that.
There
day.
was two Whole Foods.
This is the
incidents.
first day. This is the first day. Another one hits me with her cart. And we're in the checkout line. I go, fuck this, dude. I give up. I push the cart away. And then Heather goes, we are in the checkout line. Like, you're going to last 2 more minutes.
That was a couple days later.
No, that
was not the first.
Yes, it
night.
was. And I'll tell you why. Because the old woman
Wrong.
walks
It was-
by.
I
No,
know.
not wrong. The old woman walks by and she goes, excuse me. And I go, oh my gosh, you're the first person to say, excuse me. And she goes, it's fucking crazy in here. Those are her exact words. A 60-some-year-old woman.
Wow.
And so that's why I hate Miami. The rest of the reason why, like, I just feel like it's very like you can tell it smells like daddy issues in that city, right? Like everybody like seems like they're compensating for something, like the cars, the like, I don't know. It's just very different to what I'm used to, and like not that I think that their way of living is wrong. I just think that that's like, how could you sustain that? Like trying to prove to people, like always wearing Prada, always wearing Gucci, like you're always dressed to the nines, sun up to sundown. Just makes no sense. That's so like not real. That's the same reason why I hate tuxedos and why like the 9-to-5 job, like wearing a suit to fucking work and shit. It's like I could never sustain that because it's fake. Why are you dressing like that?
Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely its own little place on this earth. That's for sure. Like when we rolled up to what was that restaurant called?
Fogo de Chao.
What?
After sweating all day, just wearing CrossFit clothes, like literally. Wait, what day was that? Was that Saturday?
It was either Friday or Saturday. Saturday, because it was the day before we.
I was gonna say.
It was the second to last day.
So Allie and I worked out, and we had all our podcast stuff, tons of equipment, and people were just like rolling up in their Lamborghinis and stuff, and it was terrible.
Yeah. We go to Fogo de Chao. Like, they're like, yeah, you guys want to go to dinner? Like, let's go to dinner tonight. Like, yes, sweet. We're going to go to dinner. Let's get some food. He says Fogo de Chao. And like immediately my mind goes, Fogo de Chao. like rappers talk about this place, I'm pretty sure. And so we pull up and there's 2 Lamborghinis parked outside of this place.
And we look like just
Yeah.
a bunch of
We look like fucking
wackos.
homeless people.
Yeah, legit.
And we're sweaty, we stink. Like that was a hot day.
Yeah, it was.
We walk in, everyone's dressed to the nines. And then you have a table of like, I think it was 18 of us or
Yeah,
something.
it was like 20 people.
And we all just like look like shit.
But it was so good.
Yeah. Gabe, thanks for that meal, by the way.
Yeah.
That was sick. It was a good experience for sure. Like being there was a good experience. That restaurant was nice. It was
Yeah, it was
good
very
food.
good. Very good.
It's like one of those like steak places where
Brazilian
they come up to you and they
steakhouse.
like shave the meat off the. shit for
Tristan
you.
would never eat there because he doesn't eat food. So
Whoa, yeah, I do. I eat chicken nuggets.
Yeah, exactly. He'd be like, "Where's
Not
the
chicken
nu-"
nuggets, dino nuggets. Big difference.
there's no dino.
He'd be like,
nuggets at
"Where's the
Fogo de
nugget
Chao.
skewer? Where's the nugget skewer?"
Is there nuggets and tater tots with some ranch?
So then, Wada was cool. It was a good experience. Met my new best friend. Got to hang out with a bunch of people. But so then we fly back, and we fly back for 2 days, and then we get on another plane to go to South Carolina because Heather was going to compete, and then I was
Fittest
going
of
to
the
do some
coast.
fittest of the coast, and then I was going to do some podcasts out there.
Yes,
What happened?
we got the plague.
You got the plague.
I got the plague.
Yeah.
Well, not just me, and everyone who listens to this who went to Wadapalooza, I'm sure, was also sick because literally everybody at Wadapalooza got sick. I don't know anybody that went there that did not, including our friends who we stayed with in the Airbnb, and a whole bunch of our friends at Paper Street Coffee Airbnb house were sick as well.
Yeah, everyone got sick. as hell.
Everybody, like Lauren was sick. I just listened to another podcast they did with Brent Fikowski. He said his wife got sick. Sean Woodland was sick. Pretty much everyone
Yeah.
got sick there. So I don't know if it's just a lot of people in a short amount of time, travel, lack of sleep, very, very busy, long days on our feet. No food. We really barely ate, I
Yeah.
feel like.
So Heather ended up having to pull out of her competition.
Yes.
I got to film one podcast with Lauren Khalil. And then I ended up getting knocked out with this plague too on the day that we
The
had to
day we
travel.
went home.
So we had 2 flights. We had a layover for like 2 hours. I'm like running a fever the entire day, like laying in bed. Like, I don't know how the fuck. I'm literally telling Heather, I'm like, I'm not dramatic when I'm sick, but I might be a little bit dramatic when I'm sick. And so I go, I don't know if it's going to be safe for me to travel today. Like, I'm literally like, I'm feeling like shit. And on the first plane, dude, I think I held myself together pretty well on the plane, but
You actually did. I'm surprised how well
Where
you
was the
traveled.
layover?
Yeah.
To?
Baltimore.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I felt like I was going to die.
I also felt like I was going to die when I was sick too. And that was the sickest I've ever been in my life.
That's actually really dramatic. I didn't feel that bad while traveling. It was the day when we got home from travel that I felt the worst, to be honest. But yeah, it wasn't good. So anyway, now we go to Austin, Texas next weekend for the CrossFit for Health.
Surprise.
Yeah, for the CrossFit for Health Summit. And that'll be really good. People like Dr. Rhonda Patrick are going to be there. Dr. Gabrielle Lyon, what's his name? I forget his name, but the dude who's like the ketogenic guy that like cured schizophrenia with ketogenic diet. Oh, man, I forget his name. That sucks because I really enjoy his stuff. Thomas DeLauer, a whole bunch of people. And then our travel schedule chills for just a little bit,
It's pretty nice.
like a few weeks.
Okay.
And then we'll go to Tennessee for something cool. Yeah. So that's been our life
Yeah.
the past 3 weeks.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. What else is going on?
Seems like a lot. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's been crazy. The next thing that's happening that's really big news is I am officially shutting down my gym.
So amidst all this travel,
We are shutting down the
shutting
gym.
down the gym.
So this studio is not where you will be seeing us in a month or so, but we'll film
month.
one internal
Little
a
over a
week
month.
still until we leave. But yeah, shutting down the gym. it's been like bittersweet. How do you both feel about it?
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I mean,
I love the gym. Don't get me wrong. I love this space, and this like facility is beautiful, and it's awesome that we can just like come here whenever we want, work out when we want, whenever we want. But that's it. The stress that it puts on our family outweighs the enjoyment I get out of it. So I can't wait until it's over.
I mean, I don't think much of it. I think it sucks that the gym has to close. I mean, it's always a great place to go, like work out with you guys or anyone else that comes in. It just sucks sometimes not having a bunch of CrossFitters, like, you know, like doing it.
You know what I imagine?
That's the only thing that sucks about it.
You know what I imagine right now with Tristan? Remember when you had your arm sling? I just remember him in Texas, laid up like sleeping on that chair.
just like this, like
Yeah, that was so
I don't associate like a community of fitness and like having fun working out with my friends and like, or you guys, and like with a physical location. Like, I know that that's hard to separate, but like it's not like that's going to go away. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
I mean, I've never really liked working out with like a bunch of people in general. Like through like all my baseball lifts and like team lifts and stuff, I always hated it just because you always get so sidetracked. So like it's tough when people that don't really have, I guess, your same goals or same intentions with like your lifts and stuff in the same space. It's just too hard to like stay focused and stay on track.
Yeah, but this won't go away.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this is staying
Right.
because we'll have the gym at home. We'll
Yeah.
have the outdoor rig.
Yeah,
and all
it's
the
like we have all
equipment.
these other options, and actually, in my opinion, more options to spend time with like other people that we haven't been able to because they have their own place or they do their own thing somewhere else or whatever. And so I just think it'll be, I don't know. I'm happy. I think it'll be fun, a new adventure.
It'll be cool to like just travel and like meet new people too. Like going to like Wisco Fit or like CrossFit Kenosha for like different weekends instead of like having it here and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, during the open, we could even feasibly, depending on how much it costs, like pop for an Airbnb in Kenosha and just go like train for the weekend, you know, or overnight or something. Like go do open workouts at Kenosha or something.
Oh,
And
yeah. I mean, we would just go there for probably their Friday night lights. I don't think we need an Airbnb for that.
I don't know. It might be cool. Like if we want to do a couple workouts or whatever. I don't even remember how the CrossFit Open goes, to be honest. I'm not
I
even
was gonna
signing
say,
up for it.
It's just one workout.
So yeah, we're closing the gym. The like toughest part for me about like closing the gym was thinking about like all my kids and like where are they gonna go? How am I like? Because I like having us all in like an area together. I like that, you know, that I and the people here get to be influences on the kids rather than going like to other places, because I think that like, yeah, other gyms can be good and whatever in good places, but like my experience thus far with gyms around the area is just that they're not good. Like they don't serve the community the same way. So like there's like a big gym not too far that nurtures athletes in quotes, but like when they come in, they're given a clipboard. Here's what you have to do. The coaches barely do any type of coaching, and then they're on with their way. And it's like their parents are throwing $400, $500 a month away, you know, and not that I'm any cheaper for the kids, but like we actually like take time to nurture the client and to make sure that they're doing the right things.
Yeah, but again, I don't think that's associated with a building.
I know, I'm saying it's not going away, but that was one of the hardest things about it. And then when Kirk was like, yeah, you can come back over here for a couple hours a day or whatever, then that like completely went out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think like what you do different than most trainers is like you actually like talk to them. Like other trainers that I've had just give you to do whatever and just tell you just do it.
Yeah.
Without watching you, talking to you, you know, like asking how your day was. Like sit down and actually talk to you and stuff like that. And it's like a big difference in like definitely everyone's.
Yeah, it's important, man. When people are giving you their money and their time and they're trusting you with their children, like that's the things that you should be doing, like taking care of their children, you know. Essentially you're a daycare that they're paying for a service with too, you know what I mean? Like really, because they're trusting you to like take care of their kids.
I think all the kids that you train are old enough to be home alone without a babysitter.
Yeah, it's but
Not me.
Yeah,
I
not
know
Tristan.
you're not.
Not Tristan. He can barely make some mac and cheese. But yeah, so anyway, we're doing that. But mostly the reason why we're like closing up shop is because we're traveling so much. We have the podcast. We're going all in this year to make it happen. And so like anybody who's listening or watching, you would know you cannot nurture a business properly and be on the road as much as we are. Like we've had so many flights in the past, like since the start of the year, we've had already 6 flights or whatever it is. And we're 2 trips, and then we're on our 3rd already in 4 weeks. Mm-hmm. You can't nurture a business and being on the road like that. And then after that, we like fly to New York like the month after or something like that.
The idea is to consolidate things. So obviously getting rid of the gym, hopefully getting me out of the hospital at some point.
Yeah.
And then having the ability to make our own schedules and not have to worry about, you know, with my aesthetics business, I can make my own schedule. I don't have to be there, physically be there.
When do you
So,
plan on like moving out? Like what's your like goal to like move out of the hospital by?
I would be out of there today if I could.
Yeah.
I would leave now.
We just need to make a little bit more money. Just a
I
little
mean, we
bit.
have
Before you can
children.
just-
We have to
Yeah.
provide a house for her and, you know, eat and groceries.
I would
and-
say we need like another 50 grand a year. And it would be possible to get her out of the hospital. And 50 grand's really not that much. One of the tough parts too
we
is
need to just consolidate things
Yeah.
so that we can focus.
and one of the tough parts is like a lot of my business and my money comes from online clients, like online training. So having a full entire gym space like that I'm utilizing money from online training for is like retarded. Like it's so
Sucks.
stupid to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I make decent money online training.
Yeah.
And it takes a very minimal amount of time, but I have to use that money to help fund another place, which makes no sense. And so closing this gym is going to open up a lot of opportunities for us. I basically just get to collect cash.
Time,
I don't have
money.
overhead. I get my time
Yeah.
back. And having time back,
Stress gone.
stress gone. Having time back is going to be a big thing in order to grow the podcast. It's going to be like the biggest thing is that
Yes,
I have
agreed.
unlimited time now. So that's great. But then also it's like there's so many like bad things associated with this place. I feel like that keep me stressed out, right? Like I lost 2 business partners this past year. One of them was one of my best friends. And like it's just like it's like the energy, you know.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah,
can,
it'll be interesting to see what when we look back on this phase of life, how we feel about it.
I think we'll feel good about like leaving. For sure.
I mean, yeah, we'll feel good about leaving, but I mean, just in general, the whole time, like, you know,
Why do we stress out for so long type of thing?
yeah, like, was
Yeah.
it worth it?
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. I didn't have a say
because we're leaving, I'll give the honest opinion about what.
Hey, so I'm starting a gym. You in or what?
Oh yeah. Kellen was like, how he started Wild South was like, he's like, I just started dating this girl, and I was like, hey, I'm starting a clothing brand. You in or out?
That's how he said it.
To the girl.
His wife now, but
Yeah.
on the podcast, it's so funny.
You in or out, man.
Oh my god! So I've been saying that to Justin since then. I'll just be like, "Hey, I'm starting a gym. You in or out?" Because that's
Yeah.
exactly how our relationship started.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I remember when I first met you, Heather. It's so funny.
Why?
It was at like the pole, like the deadlift for charity thing at
Yeah.
Winter's Edge, and Justin was like, "Oh yeah, Heather's coming. Like the girl like I'm dating is coming." Like, oh, sick! Like Heather's coming. Like,
Yeah, I was very
never met
confused by
her.
Tristan at that time.
Yeah, but you thought it was sweet that I had a little kid that followed me around.
Yeah, well, he's a lot different now than he was then.
Yeah.
Way different.
In a good or bad way.
I mean, you just grew up a little bit, like you're a little
Yeah.
bit older. Like you were like literally a little kid then. Like still.
You were still in high school, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, geez, that was like I was 17
Yeah.
when I first met you.
Yeah.
Because that was after that was
No,
before
you
my
would have been 18, I think.
right?
Right?
Oh, yeah, 18. Because it was like right before
Yeah.
my first shoulder surgery,
Mm-hmm.
and then we did like all those workouts at 262.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I taught you all the lingo
Yeah.
of like
we
the
did.
kids,
Like bussin' and
nowadays.
shit. Like those weird words.
Yeah,
Lit.
Bussin', fire,
Bussin'.
cat.
Bussin'. Cap.
Cat.
Anyway, sorry. I interrupted and sidetracked with the Kellen.
I don't even know where we were at.
Oh.
I was gonna say something about my stupid ex-business partners.
Oh, probably not.
Oh, here, no. Here's the thing. Here's like the main thing is that I didn't really have a choice but to take over the gym by myself because the way that the paperwork was done and all that, which we could get into a whole slew of mistakes with that. But the way that was done was I wanted out of the gym at first, and then I realized that I couldn't be out because technically, legally I couldn't be out because technically, no matter what, whether I was in or out, if my business partner at the time would have defaulted rent or anything in general, I would have been the one who was fucked. So I needed to get him out so that I could just like run the gym my way. So regardless of whether I wanted to do it or not, I had to be the one to do it.
Yeah. And I think in the end, the way that you're getting out of it panned out because of that.
Yeah,
route.
no, because
Only.
I wanted it to end it my way. I wanted to end it my way. I didn't want anybody else to have a say with how things were going to go. And that's exactly why I needed to be the one to be the sole person in here. And so, yeah, ending this chapter of life.
I mean, I also think it's like good that you also finished out because then like at the end like started making some money like through the gym and stuff like that, and then you like could see that you could do it. Like you can actually do this, you know? Like you just had bad partners.
You just don't want to do it.
Yeah, that's the other thing is like I
just can't.
Right. Like I kind of looked at this like a failure at first, and I'm like, I'm literally not failing at all. Like there's nothing about this that's a failure. It's like I am choosing to do this, to do the best thing, not just for like me, but like for the family too, and for the path that we want to go down. Because if I were to be here another 3 years, like stay out the contract or whatever, it would just be more stress, more time having to figure out like I have to put the podcast on hold, the thing that's really working right now, I have to put that on hold. I have to try to nurture a gym business, and it would never do as well as it should do because I'd always have my hand in too many pots. Like just too many things would be going on.
And this was never your dream. Your dream is the podcast.
Yeah, podcast, content, whatever, you know. Hold on, let me restart this.
You know the new camera doesn't need to be restarted.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, that's the news with that. That's the news with the gym. That's some big freaking news.
Some big news.
Yeah. I don't know, man. So I asked some people on Instagram to ask us some questions. Should we go through that?
Yeah, yeah.
Huh?
Did you get some questions?
Yeah.
When did you do that?
In the airport.
Yeah.
Oh.
Duh, dude. You
Oh, okay.
don't remember?
Duh.
All right, here we go. Should we do that?
Yeah, heck yeah. I didn't even know this was a thing. I'm excited.
Heather's just like confused, like,
You did remember?
What's going on?
I guess like slightly, but I didn't realize it was for this. I thought you were just like bored in the airport or something.
I was bored in the airport, but I wanted shit to talk about on
There
an
you go.
internal podcast. So,
I mean, I could like ask you guys a question that like I don't think many people might know. I mean, I think it's a little more like for Justin because like I mean like his dream's been like podcasting and stuff like that.
sure.
Like you
go
wanted
ahead.
to do it with him and stuff. Like I kind of know the answer, but like how long have you just wanted to do podcasts? Like, and what started that?
That's actually a great question.
This is a good question because I feel like people should know this type of stuff.
Yeah.
Let me give you the story. I have always wanted to do content in some capacity. When I was younger, I was in a band, like a good band, and we had done shows with like really big professional bands that some people might know of, like Hey Monday, Rookie of the Year, a bunch of big people. And then we had some talks about moving to LA, and we were talking to like a producer out in LA, like very, very short, but we were talking to a producer in LA. And then we talked to a clothing sponsor that wanted to give us money for like touring. And so that was my dream originally, right? Was doing that type of back then you wouldn't call it content. You'd be like, you're trying to be a rock star. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so like, that was what what I wanted to do. But then like it didn't work out because drugs, alcohol. I always like to say the first time somebody signs a pair of tits, it's over. Like that was literally the experience. I remember I remember we got off stage and these girls came up and like one of us signed a pair of tits, and then it was all downhill. Like it was our first ever like really big show, and that was it. And I just remember being like, fuck dude, like we could handle this so much different. And so after that, YouTube started to become a thing. But I was still going to move to LA by myself to go pursue the acting and music by myself. Like I was going to drop out of high school and go to LA. And then I didn't end up doing it because my mom and my grandma like ended up fear mongering me into not doing it. They're like, you need to know somebody, you need to know people. Like, how are you going to pay for bills? Blah, 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 blah. And dude, it's like people who go to LA and chase that dream, most of them live on the beach or in their car and they like figure it out. Like that's not a thing.
Hence why California has a very high homeless population.
Yeah. Well, there's other reasons, but back then that was a normal thing. But people didn't realize like to chase a dream, you need to do crazy things. Like you need to live in your car. You need to live on the beach. Like you'll probably be homeless. You find a waiting job and then you like get a apartment. Like that's just how it goes. You know, like I've known a lot of people that move to LA and it's a fucking dogfight out there. Mm-hmm. And so I didn't end up doing that. And then I would like pursue modeling for a little bit. I did okay with that. And then YouTube started to become a thing, I think around the time that I was like 20, where like they were doing pranks. Pranks were like the big thing, you know, where people
like Vine and stuff.
No, Vine wasn't it yet. Vine wasn't even it. No, Vine doesn't even start yet. But so YouTube pranksters were a thing, and they like, you know, go into the hood and do like prank on hood people or whatever. It was like hidden camera type stuff. And so people started realizing that you could make money from that. And I was like, oh shit, I want to do YouTube. Like this is the type of stuff, like I grew up on Jackass and skateboarding. Like this is exactly what I want to do. But I could never find anybody that would go do it with me. Like I could never find even somebody to film, which is like, it's an excuse, but it's also not an excuse because like for that type of stuff, you need somebody else. Like you can't just set up a tripod.
You can't just like vlog it like, hey,
yeah,
pull this dude's pants down over
here.
Yeah,
exactly. And so like people would get mic'd up. I bought the mic and everything, like $600 mic, like lav mic, wireless and whatever. And I did a couple of them, but I was always like super scared to actually pursue it. And then so like later on I tried vlogging or like fitness vlogging, stuff like that. And it just wasn't working out. And then recently was when I was kind of like, mostly I realized what it was that was holding me back throughout all these years was just that I was actually worried about people's opinion. And I had convinced myself that I wasn't. And I always told myself like, you've tried when I really hadn't tried. Like what I'm doing now is trying. But then that's like, I'm not giving a shit to put the content out there. I'm just putting it out there regardless of what's on it, you know? And I think a lot of times we like convince ourselves that we're really trying in things when we're really not. Mm-hmm. And that's part of the reason why getting rid of the gym is so important too, because I really want to try. I don't want to like halfway try. And the amount that we've grown the podcast in the 6 months that we've had it has been me not even halfway in.
Right.
And so I think like, what if I'm 100% in? You know, like what if I really try? And I truly believe that like when you have a calling that's deep in your heart, because dude, there was nights that I cried over doing YouTube. I remember I called PJ when I was like 22 years old crying. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, I have to drop out of school, dude. I have to do this thing. Like I have to do it. And he's like, I think you got to do it. Like PJ's always been the best. Mm-hmm. And so yeah, he told me that he thought I should do it, and I could never get myself to do it. Mm-hmm. it was so weird. Like, cause we think we don't care.
You
when
are
we
your
care.
own worst enemy.
I am, and I always have been. And I think that has to do with like, this could be an excuse too, but I think it has to do with the way I grew up and like my parents, like my mom, you know, putting the fear of God in me about so many things, and like my grandma too. But yeah, long story long, that was like my entire life. I've wanted, like, I remember I used to tell people I'll never be fulfilled until I'm famous. Like, that was like my thought process.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, that's not true anymore. I have so many other things that I'm fulfilled by. But like, one thing that I do want to do is have influence and help influence the world in a positive way. You know, so yeah, I've always wanted it ever since I was a kid.
And then he decided to come to me in the summer
Yeah.
with an idea
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
to start a podcast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
mean,
I was like, well, that makes sense because you like social media stuff. You like influence, you always wanted to do that. And there's no one that I know that loves to talk more than Justin. So
Yeah, there's nobody. There's no one at all.
yeah, I mean, I remember him like when this place like first opened up, like my senior year of high school, like the first year he would do podcasts with that one guy.
yeah, you did try a little podcasting.
John.
You were
With
starting to
John.
date.
Yeah. And like even at Winter's Edge, he would do like podcasts
Mm-hmm.
and like just talk to him and stuff. And like it's weird because like Zach would always ask like or be like, wow, this is like crazy, like immature, you know, like not
Premature.
premature, same thing. But he's like, it's premature, stuff like this, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, he's been doing this for a while. It's not like he just decided all of a sudden, like, oh, I'm just going to do podcasts. Like, he's been wanting to do it for like.
Wait, what are you context? What are you talking about?
He's
Zach?
saying that Zach thought that like closing the gym and chasing the podcast
It's
is
just
premature.
Like, because like, he's like,
Like, shouldn't it grow more first before whatever?
yeah. So like,
it won't grow without.
Without being
going
all
all
in.
in,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the tough part is like this type of stuff really can't happen if you're halfway in. Like,
Correct.
and it can't happen at the speed that you need it to happen at either. Because I am a person who likes speed. I like
You
I want things to happen. Yeah, I want things to happen now. But to be fair with you, and I don't know how this is gonna sound. This might sound crazy, and I told you this the other night. This might sound crazy to people on the internet, but I think that God wants something for me. And I think that when you're fully aligned with what you're supposed to do, that things do happen quickly. And they happen as you call them. Like I've told Heather on so many occasions, don't worry about this. It's going to get handled. Like about different things. I have no idea how. I have no idea how or why or what's going to happen. I'm like, don't worry. I'll give a prime example. This is going to be crazy to some people on the podcast. Watch this. When we started dating and we decided that we wanted to live together, we had basically, long story short, we had 2 weeks to find an apartment. Right? It came down to the wire. 2 weeks.
We had to get out of my
Yep.
apartment because we needed a bigger space for the kids so that they could each have their own room.
And
we
have
two dogs.
We have 2 dogs. We have the mess that no one wants, right? So we have all these things going. Heather's like crying most nights or whatever, trying like I don't know how we're gonna figure this out. Like I'm just stressed out, blah blah. And I'm like, she's like looking at me like, why aren't you stressed? I'm like, it's gonna work out. Like everything's gonna be fine. Everything will be fine. But I know in my heart things are gonna be fine. Like I have no doubt. I never doubted it for a second. So all I did was one day I just put on Facebook, anybody that has whatever. A minute after my post, somebody responds, and it's a friend of mine, and we rent from the friend of mine now, a whole house.
Well, but also what's more important with this too is we obviously wanted to stay in Pewaukee because the gym is in Pewaukee, but
Yeah.
all the houses we were looking at to rent were like 15, 20 minutes away from the gym. It was just like, or they would be really far for me to go to work.
Yeah.
It was just like way further than
I remember we went and checked out like I don't know, this is a different instance, but I always like tell her with like a bunch of stuff like I'm not worried. Like I know that this is gonna work out like in our favor. Nothing's gonna go wrong here. There's another instance too where like we may have had to move or whatever. And I was like, I know that this is gonna work out. Like this is not
that
gonna
might
work
have been
out.
the second one.
Yeah, and I'm like, I know this isn't like gonna play to our fault. Like this is going to happen in our favor. And it did every time. There's been multiple instances. And in my life in general, it might sound crazy to people to like live like this, but like I don't worry about a lot of shit.
Well, and I wouldn't worry so much if we didn't have 2 little children that we need to take care of.
Yeah, but that like almost gives me more reassurance that I don't need to worry about stuff. Like, and I'm not like
Like if it's us, I don't care.
yeah, I mean, yeah,
cares?
but my point is that like how I feel about it is when you're in alignment and you're serving God, you're serving your purpose of that God has for you. Things just happen and you don't know why, besides the fact that it is by the grace of God. And I used to say that fucking new age hippie bullshit where I was like, it's the universe, you know, that is helping you. And like the universe, you call the universe, you manifest. It's like, no, it's God. Like God is doing what you need because you're doing what you need for him, you know? And so I just don't worry that much about. I definitely worry. I have stress and stuff, but like I don't worry about the important things because I know it's taken care of.
Yeah, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
I always tell like all my friends that they're going through like a tough time or something. Like, okay, like something good will happen soon.
Yeah.
You know?
And I believe that. I think that you have to be like dragged through the mud too sometimes in order for like the good shit to happen. It just is what it is. You know, like some people it sucks, and like I genuinely do believe that is a test. Like when you go through a shitty time, like you don't know how hard the time is going to be or how long it's going to be, you know, but like it's a test, and like the better that you can withstand it, the better, more cut out you are for more things down the road, the more blessings you are proving that you deserve or whatever. In the book of Job, right, it says his wife says to him, like, why do you still honor and praise God, although our life is, you know, our son has been taken from us, our house has been taken, like all these different things, right? And he goes, what would we be but foolish to only praise God when times are good, you know? And so that was one of the first books that I read in the Bible, and it struck me really hard. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I don't know, man. That's just what I think, and I know I'm right because I'm always right. Mm-hmm. Just kidding.
About the Bible, did you know I got a Bible for Christmas?
It's a good gift. You should read it.
I know. I haven't gotten to it yet, but when I get back to school and I got like downtime or something at night, instead of just like playing Fortnite with the friends,
The Bible instead.
just whip out the Bible. Just start putting like Bible curses on these other players and
Bible
taking
curses.
dubs, you know?
Yeah. You should read the Bible. It's good. It's a good read.
I've done it before. I did it when I would travel playing baseball throughout high school.
You
I would
did?
do it. Yeah, I would read it on my phone like before bed every night.
I think it can be helpful. It can just put your mind at ease, you know? Savan Matosian booty called me last night. I tagged him in something, and then he like tried to repost it, and then he ended up FaceTiming me. And then he texted me, sorry, accident. And I called him a liar. Told him I'm not just a booty call.
Must just think like you're really cool.
He
But
thinks
he just
I'm-
doesn't want to admit it.
I think he thinks I'm cute. That fucking, what is he again? What race is he?
Armenian.
Fucking Armenian boy.
All right, next question.
Yeah, next question. If you had the chance to relive one day of your life, which day would it be and why? You go first.
Who asked that?
Paulina.
Oh, Paulina, I forgot she had a list of 20 questions for us. I would relive when Izzy was born, obviously.
Of course. Oh no, that battery died.
Oh no.
All right, we're just on one camera.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, I would relive when Izzy died or
Died.
Whoa.
Whoa. Can't believe this.
born.
Oh my
Born.
gosh, dude, that was foul.
Jeez.
Okay.
was thinking
wishes.
camera battery died, so I said died.
And why? Why would you relive it?
Well, obviously that's the best day of my life when she came, but
Not when I came?
no,
That's every day.
sorry.
Get it?
I wish that I would have been more like more in tune with like being pregnant and like the birthing process instead of being like feeling miserable at the end of a pregnancy when I was like overdoing stuff, because yeah, I just wish things would have went a little bit differently in my mind. Like, I wish I wouldn't have been like, get this baby out of me, you know? Like, I just wish I would have like slowed down and just like let it happen instead
That's
of
why
being
you wish you could,
induced. And
that's why you wish you could relive it.
yeah, I mean,
Oh, so you could redo your mindset.
yeah, like I would. I mean, it's still the best day of my life. Obviously,
Yeah.
she's my everything. But I would go back and have a different mindset.
Okay. What about you?
Since
You're here.
I'd say when I was younger, I wrestled, and I was at like a big national wrestling tournament in Iowa at the University of Northern Iowa's like indoor football stadium, and the stadium was packed. They put like 32 mats on the ground, and it was just like this huge national USA wrestling tournament. And I was one of the last matches of the day, and I was like warming up with my partner, and like the stadium was still full. It's like a full football stadium, still full. And I was like I'm in like 4th, 5th grade at the time, and I'm just like, holy crap, like there's like over 10,000 people here. Like, what the hell's going on? And all the matches ended before me, like all the other mats and stuff. And then I was up, and I was the only mat, and everyone in the crowd was just like screaming like during the mat, you know, like you get a takedown, they scream too and stuff like that. Like, it was like one of the coolest experiences of my life.
Nice.
I won,
That's pretty
obviously, 4-2, but
You better have 10,000
Sweet.
people watching you.
4-2, but it was really cool.
In
Then I-
5th grade, I fucking won that.
Then I lost the next day, first match.
Well, at least you got the high of 10,000 people watching you for a day.
Yeah, it was sick.
I know the expectation is for me to say the day Caden was born, but birth is fucking disgusting. So I'll say the day after Caden was born. Yeah. When I like really like got to like be with my son and hold him and all that stuff, because yeah, that day is sick. Literally, it's gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is so fake. Everyone's like, God, birth is like the best day ever, and like birth is so beautiful. No, it's absolutely not. It's so not beautiful. The idea is what you think is beautiful, right? The idea of like a new life being brought into the world, your life, your flesh, your blood, that is beautiful. But actual birth is disgusting. Watching it is so gross. There's shit on the bed. There's blood. There's
What?
what's the
Amniotic fluid?
what?
Amniotic fluid?
Amniotic fluid. Like nothing about it is pretty. Nothing about it is pretty. So the day after my son was born, maybe the day my son was born, but like after all that nonsense.
Yeah, usually they don't like the wives and stuff don't wear makeup or anything either, and it's like
And that's scary.
that's scary.
Yeah, that's very scary.
Huge different, huge different person.
All right. And then let's go on to the next question. If you had to define your purpose in one sentence, what would it be, and how does it influence the choices you make in your daily life?
If I had to what? Choose one word?
If you had to define your purpose in one sentence, what would it be, and how does it influence the choices you make in your daily life? Should we go backwards? What do you
I
want?
have an answer.
Okay. What?
Unless you want to go backwards.
No,
I don't want you to steal mine.
I would never steal yours. I have my own.
So I don't know. So the word will be like all encompassing. So the word is caregiver. but it means, you know, like caring for my children, caring for my boyfriend, caring for, I guess, my patients at work, my clients at my business, whatever. Because, and mostly for the kids, but yeah, I mean, all of my decisions and like everything that I do, I think about our family first. So I'm caregiver. I don't know.
Nice.
Does that answer the question?
Is it like
You're
one
looking at
word?
me.
I think
weird.
so.
Or is it like a sentence?
Yeah, it says a sentence, but we can do one word.
Oh, it's a sentence?
Yeah. If you had to define your purpose in one sentence, what would it be, and how does it influence the choices you make in your life?
Okay, so I didn't answer it correctly.
No, I mean that still answers it. You don't have to do
Yeah.
a full sentence.
Okay.
You could go. I am a caregiver.
I am a
period.
caregiver.
I am caregiver.
I am a caregiver.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, mine is probably I love helping people. Like I love like giving back to people, and like if I can do that forever, I would do that. Just because, just like how I was raised and stuff, like we were always told like put other people first, you know, like I'd rather have someone else put a smile on their face than like me put a smile on my face, you know, like that's just more important to me, you know, because like I know I'll find happiness through like other people's happiness. Like I'll still be happy myself, but I like seeing other people happy, like serving like a purpose that way.
How does it influence your daily choices?
I mean, anything I do really, like, always help you guys. Like, I mean, I'm a jokester. I'm goofy, you know, unique. People call me unique.
You are unique.
Other words, some people might say autistic and stuff like that.
Autistic. His
But,
last name is Ott. So
Well, yeah, my last name's Ott, so that's like Ott and autistic together. That's me. But, I mean, it's anyway like that.
yeah.
You know? It's like the little things that like no one thinks about because everyone's always stressed. Like as you grow up, like you see it in college all the time. Everyone's always stressed. So if I can always just like, you know, put a smile on someone's face, then boom, made their day.
Just wait till they leave college. See how stressed they're gonna be.
Yeah, you think college is stressful.
I don't think it's that stressful. You got Chegg, you know?
Yo, what?
What?
You got Chegg. It's like a cheating platform. So like if you don't know something, you just look it up.
Just cheat.
You don't know something, yeah.
Chegg?
Chegg.
Chegg, like Chegg.
Is that it's a website?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For cheating.
And yeah, you just get all
it's for
your
cheating,
homework
okay.
answers and stuff like that.
All right. Okay.
Cool. Oh man, I would say that this looks different than it used to before, but I always want to just say like to serve God is my purpose. And I think that you serve God and how it would influence my life daily, what choices I make are, I believe, and I said this before, that you serve God by being in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing. And so I think that that's how I serve God. That's what my purpose is. That's how I keep him happy and keep the people around me happy. So, the what do you want to be known for thing, I think that's a question I don't think I want to answer, because I used to think that that was relevant, but I don't think it is, because in 3 generations, more than likely you'll be forgotten.
Yeah.
Most people.
Yeah.
So do you guys want to answer that or no?
No.
No.
No. That's good.
What is success? I'm gonna keep it 1,000. You want to hear?
I already know.
Do you want to hear what
Yeah.
success is?
I think
I think motherfuckers are playing when they say it's not money, when they don't say that it's money.
I think success is having enough money to buy your time back.
I mean, I'm not like, you know, old enough like you guys are, you know. Like so like I kind of think success.
What? Are you calling us old?
Well, you guys are like 10 years older than me. I'm
Jeez,
like,
dude,
I'm
relax.
like 20, dude. Jeez.
10
come on.
years, I'll take that.
Yeah, you guys are like 10 years older than me. I mean,
I am 10 years older.
yeah.
I know.
So I
I'm
like
older
haven't,
than that.
I haven't really like witnessed like the real world, like real
Oh, we know.
stuff
we know,
like
we
that.
know, we know.
Keep hanging out with us, and you won't have to see the real world. All right. What?
But I mean, for me, I think it's like, I think success is failure because you're never going to succeed unless you fail.
Okay, makes sense. Success is definitely money.
I don't think you have to fail. I think you have to be willing to fail.
Well, you will fail if you want to be successful.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that like a lot of people say, and it sounds really good and stuff. And I think that you will have failures along the
Yeah,
way.
like you will have failures,
Yeah.
and like there will be things that like hurt you along the way, and
Yeah.
like things you like stop doing, like you can't do anymore. But it'll all lead to like whatever your goal is.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. I think success, it doesn't just have to like, it's not just money. But money is definitely a big element to success because in the world that we live in, that's just simply what it is. Whether you think it's right or wrong, success is a measurable, tangible thing now. And, we all agree on certain societal rules, right? Like don't steal, don't be a fucking asshole, like all this stuff. But the one thing that people, for some reason, can't agree on is that success does mean a certain type of money. It does mean a certain type of wealth. It absolutely does. Now, what does that wealth mean to you is a different thing, right? Some people just want to be rich for the sake of being rich and for the what's it called when you're like selfish and all that stuff. I forget. They want to be rich for like, I guess in quotes, because for me it's the wrong reasons, but the wrong reasons, right? They're selfish. They just want to flex. They just want to be able to buy all the fancy cool shit. And other people want to be successful and rich because they want to be able to provide a life for everybody that, they love. And for me, that's what it is. Like, of course, money is part of the entire thing. But the reason that I want a lot of money to be 100 millionaire or whatever is because I want to be able to buy a house for my mom. I want to be able to pay off my dad's mortgage. I want to be able to, if Tristan needs $20K, he can like come to me in confidence and be like, I need $20,000 and I won't even have to think about it. I want to be able to provide for my children, never have to worry about how much money is in the bank account to buy groceries or pay for a bike or a car or whatever. I want to be able to take my girlfriend out of working in general so that she can be a housewife and never talk to anybody. But I think that is that's success for me. And y'all need to stop pretending that success doesn't mean money.
Yeah.
Because I think that that's really stupid. But should we do one or two more?
One more, probably.
Okay. Either what does the dream look like, or if you could receive a letter from your future self, what advice or insight would you hope to find in it?
That's a loaded question.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
What was the first one?
What does the dream look like?
I think let's end it on that. That other one is a long-winded thought.
Yeah. All right. What does the dream look like?
The dream for me looks like not working at the hospital. And being able to, like I said before, have enough money to have our freedom so we can kind of, we're allowed to do what we want when we want, while raising our children and being able to take care of our parents and not have to stress about finances.
Right now, I'd say my dream is like, at least right now, is to make the CrossFit Games, hopefully, like within years, not like next year, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I've had to write my dreams and goals down because stop playing baseball, blah, blah, blah. Long story. But my mom made me write my goals down and talk to Justin a little bit about it, like yesterday. Like, I want to make like the semifinals by at least 25. Like I'm 20 now. Like in 5 years, like I want to at least make semis or something like that.
Yeah,
And
that's
that-
totally doable.
So
Nice.
hopefully, not hopefully, but hopefully it happens sooner than later.
You're on the younger end of the spectrum,
Mm-hmm.
like CrossFit wise, so it's not going to be an impossible feat. I don't think by any means. So that's good. I don't even know what the dream looks like for me. I feel like I've been living a dream for a long time, but aside from the fact that I'm not super rich yet, but for me, the dream, it's not like financial in nature. Like I have dreams of like, I want to be a millionaire by a certain age, liquid. But like the dream looks like just living life completely on our own terms, hanging out with whoever we want to hang out with, being able to provide for my family 1000% without ever thinking about it, being able to provide for my parents, my brothers, my family members, whoever. Yeah. And then we all have I feel like I have those dreams of like, I want to be flying on private jets too. Like, I don't want to have to worry about it. Cause at a certain like time in your life or a certain position in your life, being on a jet literally costs less cash wise than it does your time, so that type of stuff. Yeah. But to never get like, I don't know, that's the dream, right? It's just a dream. So yeah, the dream is just to be able to provide, be able to have enough income to do whatever the fuck you want to do whenever, to be fulfilled, happy, always. Take care of everybody. That's it.
Perfect.
My nipple is swollen.
Great.
The pierced one.
It's wonderful.
Like always gets infected.
Yeah.
Take it out.
Huh?
Why don't you just take that thing out?
I can't. We need 2 sets of pliers.
Just rip it out.
Yeah.
I don't think that'd be impossible to find.
Just yank it.
Pliers?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be, for sure. So anyway, that's basically it, guys. That's basically it for the podcast. I'd say, right?
Yeah,
Is
I
that a
think
good note
so.
to end on? What do you guys think?
I
I mean,
I like the Q&As, but man, there's some in-depth questions. Are all those Polly's questions?
all of those are Polly's questions.
She's the same age as you, if you can believe that.
Dude, I remember her. She made me the black coffee at
Oh.
the CrossFit Games.
Is milk with a splash of coffee in it.
No. It was straight black coffee.
I told-
I've never drank coffee ever again. Like, I think if she makes me coffee, I'll drink it. But
Hear that, Polly?
I told Tristan, like, this is the girl he should be trying to date, but she would never.
Oh my God, she is.
She would never.
She's out of our league as a friend.
Yeah,
That's how cool she is.
she's too cool. So thanks for the questions, Polly.
Yeah. I like the Q&A thing. Maybe we'll get some more like fun ones. Like I like the in-depth ones, but we should do like people could ask us like,
some would you rather questions.
yeah.
Yeah. that might
Would you
be-
rather and like, I don't know.
Tristan's got too much stuff going through his head right now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta get this microphone out of my hand.
Yeah, I saw the mic come out.
Like as bad as that Laura Horvath interview that we watched was last night.
Careful.
Maybe some questions like that.
Yeah, I don't know. That was tough to watch. That was rough.
Yeah.
No offense, but I just don't think that everybody should be trying to do this. Right?
Yeah. I don't think that was the intent. I think it was a sponsored, he's their
Yeah.
one of her sponsors.
Yeah, 100%. But maybe he could have had somebody else ask him the questions.
I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I like the question thing.
Yeah, so write us some questions down below that we could answer in the next internal podcast. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Hit that like button, subscribe if you are new, which I know that you are, if you made it all the way down to this part of the video, to this part of the podcast. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or any of that shit, hit the subscribe button, follow, and leave us a review. Reviews are super important.
Review. What do you want us to talk about on our internal podcasts?
Yeah.
Follow us on Instagram because all the mini vlogs are on there.
Mini vlogs do pretty well. Yeah.
See how cool Tristan is in the comments.
Yeah, if you want Tristan back on another podcast, hit the comment, send us a email, something like that.
All hate though.
All hate.
Yeah, only hate comments.
Anything you guys want to leave the people with before we finish this out?
I don't think so. Anything you want to leave the people with?
Yeah, I haven't been doing carnivore since being sick.
Well, I had a meat aversion when I was sick, so I couldn't even eat meat.
Yeah, I still feel like I can't really eat meat.
I'm back. I can eat it now.
You can?
Yeah.
I don't know. My stomach is just not.
It took me a solid week though, over a week.
Yeah.
So this came off of here.
What about you, Tristan? Anything you want to leave
Um,
people's with?
something smart. Or
Yeah, something
stupid?
smart for sure.
Stupid. Liquid Death is good.
Holy.
Wow, Einstein over here, freaking Einstein.
The funny thing is he hates Liquid Death.
Dude,
Yeah.
what do you mean? I drink it with a pinky up.
That means he likes it.
Look at his face.
It's like a 20-year-old taking their first shot of tequila.
It's like Izzy when she's like, disgusting.
I almost drank this like whole thing. What do you mean I
Oh
don't?
my gosh! All right, like, subscribe, do all that. We'll catch you guys in the next one.